Lou Macari's story begins in the working-class streets of Largs, Scotland, where his passion for football was evident from a young age. Born on June 7, 1949, Macari grew up in a football-obsessed nation, dreaming of making it big. His talent was undeniable, and by the age of 16, he caught the eye of Celtic, one of Scotland's most storied clubs. In 1965, Celtic signed him on schoolboy forms, offering him £15 a week, a modest sum by today's standards, but a significant step for a teenager with big ambitions. This was the beginning of a journey that would see Macari rise from a promising youngster to a key figure in one of Celtic's golden eras. At Celtic, Macari was part of the club's famed reserve side, nicknamed the Quality Street Gang. This group of young players, including future stars like Kenny Dalglish, Danny McGrain, and David Hay, was brimming with talent and ambition. Under the guidance of manager Jock Stein, Celtic's reserves were not just a feeder team, but a proving ground for players destined for greatness. Macari quickly stood out with his relentless energy, sharp instincts in front of goal, and an unyielding work rate that endeared him to coaches and fans alike. One of Macari's defining moments as a young player came in August 1968 during a Reserve League Cup match against Partick Thistle's reserves. Celtic needed a 7-goal victory to secure the section ahead of rivals Rangers. The task seemed daunting, but Macari and his teammates delivered a performance for the ages. Demolishing Partick Thistle 12-0, Macari was the star of the show, scoring 4 goals in a display of clinical finishing and relentless attacking play. This game was a testament to his potential and a glimpse of the lethal goalscorer he would become over the next 2 seasons. Macari's form in the reserves was nothing short of extraordinary. He scored an astonishing 91 goals, earning him a reputation as one of Scotland's brightest prospects. Tranran system. Apologies. I have reached the maximum response length. Please let me know if you would like me to continue or provide further details in a new response. Breakthrough at Celtic. And first team glory. Lou Macari's prolific goal-scoring form in Celtic's reserves made his transition to the first team inevitable. By 1970, he had earned a permanent spot in the senior squad, a testament to his hard work and undeniable talent. Celtic, under the legendary Jock Stein, was a powerhouse in Scottish and European football, having won the European Cup in 1967. For a young player like Macari, breaking into this star-studded lineup was no small feat, but he seized the opportunity with both hands. One of his earliest defining moments in the first team came in 1971, during the Scottish Cup final replay against arch-rivals Rangers. The initial match had ended in a draw, and the stakes couldn't have been higher for the replay at Hampden Park. With regular starter Willie Wallace unavailable, Macari was called upon to fill the void. The young forward rose to the occasion, scoring a crucial goal in a 2-1 victory that secured the cup for Celtic. The win was a landmark moment, not only for the club but for Macari personally, as it announced his arrival on the big stage. Beating Rangers, Celtic's fiercest rivals, in such a high-pressure game cemented his place in the hearts of the Celtic faithful and showcased his ability to deliver when it mattered most. Macari's time at Celtic was marked by his versatility and relentless energy. He wasn't just a goal-scorer. His work rate and ability to link up play made him a valuable asset in Stein's tactical setup. Between 1970 and 1973, he made 58 appearances for Celtic, scoring 27 goals across all competitions. His contributions helped the club maintain their dominance in Scottish football, adding to their haul of league titles and domestic cups. However, as Celtic's star continued to shine, Macari's ambition and talent attracted attention from south of the border. The move to Manchester United in January 1973, Macari made a significant career move, joining Manchester United for a transfer fee of £200,000, a substantial sum at the time. The move to Old Trafford was a bold step, taking him from the familiar surroundings of Glasgow to the intense spotlight of English football. Manchester United, under manager Frank O'Farrell and later Tommy Dachetti, was a club in transition, struggling to recapture the glory of their 1968 European Cup triumph. Macari's arrival was seen as a statement of intent, bringing a dynamic and versatile forward to a team in need of fresh energy. Macari made his debut for United on January 20th, 1973, against West Ham United in a thrilling 2-2 draw. True to form, he marked the occasion with a goal, showcasing his knack for making an immediate impact. His early performances endeared him to United fans, who appreciated his tireless work rate and goal-scoring instincts. However, the club was in a turbulent phase, grappling with internal issues and inconsistent results. The 1973-74 season proved particularly challenging, as United suffered the ignominy of relegation to the second division, a low point for a club of their stature. Rather than being disheartened, Macari adapted to the challenges. Under Tommy Dachetti management, he transitioned from an out-handed striker to a more creative midfield role, a move that highlighted his versatility. His vision, passing, and relentless energy made him a linchpin in United's midfield as they fought to regain their place in the top flight. The 1974-75 season saw United dominate the second division, with Macari playing a key role in their title-winning campaign. The team's return to the first division was met with jubilation, and Macari's contributions were instrumental in restoring pride to the club. The following years saw Manchester United re-establish themselves as a force in English football. In the 1975-76 season, they finished third in the first division and reached the FA Cup final, though they fell short against Southampton. Macari's defining moment at United came in the 1977 FA Cup final against Liverpool, who were chasing a historic European treble. In a tense and dramatic match, Macari's shot deflected off teammate Jimmy Greenhoff to secure a 2-1 victory, denying Liverpool the treble and handing United one of their most memorable triumphs of the era. The goal, though credited as an own goal, was a testament to Macari's ability to influence games at critical moments. The 1979 FA Cup final against Arsenal was another unforgettable chapter, albeit for different reasons. United staged a dramatic late comeback, with Macari at the heart of their fight-back, only for Arsenal to snatch a last-gasp 3-2 victory. Despite the heartbreak, the match is remembered as one of the most thrilling in FA Cup history, showcasing Macari's fighting spirit. By the time he left Manchester United in 1984, Macari had made 400 appearances and scored 98 goals, leaving an indelible mark on the club. His tenure spanned a rollercoaster period, from relegation to resurgence, and his contributions helped lay the foundation for United's future successes. Transition to management, Swindon Town, an early successor retiring as a player, Macari wasted no time transitioning into management. His first major role came in 1984 when he took charge of Swindon Town, a club languishing in the fourth division of English football. The move was a stark contrast to his time at Manchester United, as Swindon lacked the resources and prestige of Old Trafford. However, Macari saw it as an opportunity to build something from the ground up. Applying the same work ethic and discipline that had defined his playing career, Macari's philosophy as a manager, was rooted in fitness and discipline. He believed that talent alone was not enough. Players needed to be in peak physical condition to compete. He introduced rigorous training regimes, including extra sessions during players' supposed downtime, and enforced a strict no-alcohol policy around the club. This approach was a shock to some players, but Macari was unwavering in his belief that hard work and commitment could elevate even a modest squad. His first season at Swindon was a learning curve, as he adjusted to managing players with less technical ability than those he had played alongside at United. However, his focus on fitness and work rate began to pay dividends. In the 1984-85 season, Swindon showed signs of improvement, but tensions arose between Macari and his assistant manager, Harry Gregg, whose differing views on playing style created friction. The situation escalated to the point where the club's board, led by chairman Maurice Earle, sacked both men on Good Friday, April 5, 1985, menos a decision that stunned the Swindon faithful. The fans' reaction was swift and passionate. Outraged by Macari's dismissal, they rallied in protest, demanding his reinstatement. Just 5 days later, on April 10, 1985, the board relented, bringing Macari back as manager. His return sparked an immediate turnaround, with Swindon embarking on a 6-game unbeaten run, winning 4 matches. Macari's impact was undeniable, and he was named Manager of the Month for his efforts. This momentum carried into the 1985-86 season, which would prove to be a historic one for Swindon Town. Under Macari's leadership, Swindon dominated the 4th Division, storming to the title with a record-breaking 102 points. The team's relentless work rate and disciplined approach overwhelmed their opponents, and Macari's tactical acumen shone through. His strict fitness regime ensured that Swindon outworked every team they faced, while his ability to motivate players with limited resources was remarkable. The following season, Macari led Swindon to a 2nd consecutive promotion, securing a place in the 2nd Division with a dramatic playoff final victory over Gillingham at Selhurst Park in 1987. In just 2 years, he had transformed Swindon from a 4th Division side into a competitive 2nd Division outfit, a remarkable achievement for a club of their size. Controversy at Swindon, the betting scandal. Despite his success, controversy was never far from Macari's career. In 1989, he found himself at the center of a major scandal that would tarnish his reputation. The Football Association fined him £1,000 after it was revealed that he had placed a bet on Swindon Town to lose an FA Cup match against Newcastle United as the team's manager. This was not just a lapse in judgment, but a serious breach of integrity that raised questions about his loyalty and professionalism. Betting against his own team was a major offence in the football world, and the incident shook the trust of fans and the wider football community. The scandal was a significant blow to Macari's reputation, casting a shadow over his achievements. At Swindon, it wasn't just a personal failing. It highlighted the pressures and temptations that can accompany a high-profile role in football. While Macari maintained that the bet was a one-off mistake, the damage was done, and the incident would follow him for years to come. Tax fraud, trial, and further controversies. The controversies didn't end there. In 1992, Macari was back in the headlines, this time facing accusations of tax fraud related to financial dealings during his time at Swindon Town. The case was complex, involving allegations of financial impropriety tied to the club's operations. It became a high-profile legal battle, with Macari at the center of a media storm. The trial was filled with twists and turns, and the scrutiny was relentless in the end. Macari was acquitted of all charges, cleared of any wrongdoing. However, the club's chairman, Brian Hillier, was not so fortunate, as he was found guilty and faced legal consequences. While Macari walked away without a conviction, the ordeal left a lasting mark on his career. The legal drama, even though it ended in his favor, reinforced the perception that trouble seemed to follow him. The combination of the betting scandal and the tax fraud trial painted a picture of a man whose professional achievements were often overshadowed by controversy, personal tragedy, a devastating loss. While the scandals of the late 1980s and early 1990s were damaging, they paled in comparison to the personal tragedy that struck Macari in 1999. His youngest son, Jonathan, a promising young footballer, took his own life after being released from his contract at Nottingham Forest. The loss was an unimaginable blow, one that no parent should ever have to endure. Jonathan's death left Macari grappling with overwhelming grief, and he has spoken openly about the profound impact it had on his life. In interviews, Macari has described the intense struggle of coming to terms with such a devastating loss. The tragedy reshaped his perspective, forcing him to confront the fragility of life and the importance of finding purpose in the face of pain. While no one can fully recover from such a loss, Macari's resilience and determination to move forward would become a defining aspect of his later years. Managerial journey: West Ham, Birmingham, and Stoke. After his success at Swindon, Macari earned a high-profile move to West Ham United in July 1989. It was a significant step up, as West Ham was a club with a rich history and passionate fan base. However, Macari was an outsider, the first manager in the club's history with no prior connection to West Ham as a player or staff member. The challenge was immense, and he faced skepticism from the outset. Macari brought his trademark discipline to West Ham, introducing strict training routines and a focus on fitness. He also made several key signings, including goalkeeper Ludic McCloskey, Trevor Morley, Martin Allen, and Ian Bishop, all of whom would become fan favourites. However, his methods clashed with the club's established culture, and some players resisted his demanding approach. On the pitch, West Ham struggled in the second division, finishing the 1989-90 season in 10th place. From the promotion-contending position fans had hoped for, the situation worsened when West Ham suffered a humiliating FA Cup third-round exit to Torquay United in January 1990. Just weeks later, the betting scandal from Macari's Swindon days resurfaced, casting a dark cloud over his tenure. On February 18, 1990, Macari parted ways with West Ham, his stint at Upton Park lasting just 7 months. It was a disappointing chapter, marked by unrealized potential and off-field distractions. In February 1991, Macari took charge of Birmingham City, where he quickly made an impact. He guided the team to a 3-2 victory over Tranmere Rovers in the 1991 Football League Trophy final, delivering silverware and boosting morale. However, his time at Birmingham was brief, as he was lured away by Stoke City in June 1991. Stoke was in dire straits, having finished the previous season in their lowest ever league position. Macari saw it as a challenge he could tackle, and he set about rebuilding the squad. Key signings like Steve Foley, Vince Overson, Ronnie Sinclair, and Mark Stein, a bargain at £100,000, revitalised the team. In the 1991-92 season, Stoke pushed for promotion but fell short in the playoffs, losing to Stockport County. However, Macari redeemed the season by leading Stoke to a 1-0 victory over Stockport in the 1992 Football League Trophy final. The 1992-93 season was a triumph, as Stoke won the second division title with 93 points and a club record 25-game unbeaten run. Macari's emphasis on fitness and discipline had transformed the team, and promotion to the first division was a fitting reward. His time at Stoke showcased his ability to turn around struggling clubs, cementing his reputation as a manager who could deliver results under pressure. Celtic return and disappointment. October 1993. Macari returned to Celtic as manager, a homecoming to the club where he had made his name as a player. The appointment was met with optimism, and his first match, a 2-1 victory over Rangers at Ibrox, suggested brighter days ahead. However, things quickly unravelled. Macari's signings, including Willie Falconer, Lee Martin, and Carl Muggleton, failed to make the desired impact. His decision to play striker Gary Creaney out of position and later sell him to Portsmouth for £600,000 baffled fans. The swap of promising youngster Andy Payton for journeyman Wayne Biggins was particularly ill-received, considered one of the worst transfer decisions in Celtic's history. Celtic's league form faltered, and a 4-2 defeat to Rangers in January 1994 was a low point. An early Scottish Cup exit to Motherwell further compounded the misery. When Fergus McCann took over as Celtic's owner in March 1994, he wasted no time making changes. Macari was sacked just 3 months later, his tenure lasting less than a year. It was a disappointing return to a club he loved, marked by poor results and questionable decisions. Later managerial roles, and Huddersfield. Macari returned to Stoke City in September 1994, building on his previous success. The 1994-95 season saw Stoke finish 11th, a solid foundation. The following year, the strike partnership of Mike Sharon and Simon Sturridge produced 29 goals, earning Stoke a playoff spot. However, a 1-2-0 loss to Leicester City in the playoff semi-finals dashed their promotion hopes. The 1996-97 season, Stoke's last at the Victoria Ground, ended with a mid-table finish. Macari announced his intention to leave, but tensions with chairman Peter Coates led to his dismissal before the season's end, prompting a lawsuit for wrongful dismissal. In December 1999, Macari joined Huddersfield Town as a European scout. Under Steve Bruce, when Bruce was sacked in October 2000, Macari took over as caretaker manager before being appointed permanently. Despite his efforts, Huddersfield were relegated from Division 1 in the 2001 season. The following year, they reached the second division playoffs but were eliminated by Brentford. Macari's contract was not renewed, with the board citing his defensive style as a reason. This marked the end of his managerial career, turning pain into purpose. Life after management. After stepping away from management, Macari settled in Stoke-on-Trent and found new ways to stay connected to football and his community. He became a respected football pundit, appearing regularly on MUTV's Matchday Live and Sky Sports, where his sharp insights and engaging personality made him a fan favourite. He also contributed columns to the Sentinel, sharing his perspectives on the game, and gave guest lectures at Staffordshire University's sports journalism courses, inspiring the next generation. In a surprising venture, Macari opened the Lou Macari Chip Shop on Chester Road near Old Trafford. The shop became a local institution, frequented by Manchester United fans and locals alike. It was a unique way for Macari to remain part of the football community. blending his love for the game with his entrepreneurial spirit. Macari's most impactful contribution came through his work with the homeless in Stoke-on-Trent. Inspired by his personal experiences and a desire to give back, he established the Macari Centre, a shelter providing support and accommodation for rough sleepers. The centre, opened in 2016, has been widely praised for its transformative impact, offering not just shelter but hope and opportunity. Macari's dedication to this cause earned him admiration far beyond the football world, showcasing his ability to turn personal pain into a force for good. In 2009, Macari published his autobiography, Football, My Life, offering an honest account of his career, controversies, and personal struggles. The book provided fans with a deeper understanding of the man behind the footballer, revealing his resilience in the face of adversity and his unwavering passion for the game. Legacy and lasting impact. Lou Macari's life is a testament to the highs and lows of a career in football. As a player, he was a dynamic force at Celtic and Manchester United, contributing to some of the most memorable moments in both clubs. Histories. As a manager, he achieved remarkable success at Swindon and Stoke, though controversies like the betting scandal and tax fraud trial left lasting marks on his reputation. His personal tragedy, the loss of his son, Jonathan, tested him in ways no one should endure. Yet he emerged with a renewed sense of purpose, making a difference through his work with the homeless today. At 76, Macari remains a respected figure in football. His media work, community efforts, and enduring connection to the game ensure that his legacy lives on. From the streets of Largs to the pitches of Celtic Park and Old Trafford, and from the dugouts of Swindon and Stoke to the Macari Centre, Lou Macari's journey is one of resilience, redemption, and an unwavering love for football. His story reminds us that even in the face of mistakes, controversies, and unimaginable loss, it's possible to find purpose and make a lasting impact.